So, Saranji, shall we take the next shloka for contemplation?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. And will you guide us today completely?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll go to that shloka. Okay, we were supposed to begin 18.42, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
I can recite the shloka, sir.
Yes, please, Shubhaji.
Yeah. Śhamo damas tapaḥ śhauchaṁ kṣhāntir-ārjavameva ca jñānaṁ vijñānam āstikyam brahma-karma svabhāva-jam.
Āstikyam. There's a A. Jñānaṁ vijñānam āstikyam.
Okay, yeah. I repeat.
Yeah.
Śhamo damas tapaḥ śhauchaṁ kṣhāntir-ārjavameva ca jñānaṁ vijñānam āstikyam brahma-karma svabhāva-jam. Tranquility, restraint, austerity, purity, patience, integrity, knowledge, wisdom, and belief in a hereafter. These are the intrinsic qualities of work for Brahmins. Shama, tranquility; dama, restraint; tapaḥ, austerity; śhaucham, purity; kṣhāntiḥ, patience; ārjavam, integrity; eva, certainly; cha, and jñānaṁ, knowledge; vijñānam, wisdom; āstikyam, belief in a hereafter; brahma, of the priestly class; karma, work; svabhāva-jam, born of one's intrinsic qualities.
Okay. So, Shubhaji, do you want to also go over your understanding?
Here, the shloka points us towards all the things which we should have when we go from the path of ajnani to the jnani. So when we have tranquility, restraint, purity, patience, everything, all the qualities which are discussed here, they say all these are the qualities of a Brahmin. This is not pointing towards the caste system which we follow right now, which is being projected, but it is the qualities which is being
but like, you have put it as like of the priestly class.
yeah.
It looks like we are talking about someone or some class.
Yeah, but the class mainly it is more towards what that person does as a.
Okay. But so what is that understanding that we would like to go with from this shloka? Is it saying that is this shloka saying Brahmin class or those who have these qualities?
Those who have these qualities are the Brahmins who have to do all the priestly work and pass on the knowledge to the community. That is my understanding. Probably others can chip in.
Padmaji or Rupaji, do you want to add? I'm trying to think like what context this shloka is given and how should I apply it for myself.
Shall I try?
Yeah.
Raman?
Yeah, Rupaji.
These are the qualities one should have for spiritual evolution. For spiritual evolution. Yeah, that's all.
Do you mean to say the Brahmins are spiritually evolved and they have these qualities, or if they have these qualities, they will?
No, Brahmins, I don't mean here by the varnas in our society. It is from it is the journey from ignorance to knowledge. And that person who has realized or yeah, that person is referred here as Brahmana.
Okay, the person who has realized.
Yeah.
So so we used to refer them as jñānis, right? So okay. And specifically looking into this phrase, intrinsic qualities of work, does it also mean that their work changes towards is aligned to these qualities, and they will not get involved or do any other work which will take them away from these qualities?
I didn't understand the question.
Yeah, that why did he use this phrase work, the qualities of work for Brahmins? I'm just wondering, like they could have said that these are the qualities of Brahmins. Why did that work come here? Any thought on that? In the interpretation, it didn't say that just the qualities of Brahmins. Right? Said work, qualities of work for Brahmins.
No, I don't have.
Yeah, maybe Padmaji, do you have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here in this shloka, what I understand, I'm looking at the word first, this kṣhama and damaḥ. So usually for every person, it is the lack of sense control and the mind which is making all the conclusions based on these senses. that his world is going on about, where he is only in the external all the time, in the outside world. So the first, I think the first focus by which one can become a Brahmana, or someone who is established and is seeing God in everyone or divine in everyone, is I think first thing is to control your senses and mind. Because when you are able to control those two things, that time itself you start moving from the external world to your inner world. And as you do that, I think you automatically develop the restraint, or the patience or the tolerance to face whatever is coming in front of you, any situation that is coming in front of you, or how you react to other people. There is a change in that itself once you are controlling your sense and mind. That is first thing I'm noticing. The second thing that this shloka is telling is that once you go within, then there is a quest for something higher within you, quest for something greater within you, and that leads to wisdom and knowledge, and changes in your belief system, which you might have carried from many lifetimes. So when these qualities are all coming in together, I think then you are qualified, or you really become a Brahmana, where you can see the divine in all beings. And that kind of, that is how you should be living, is how I see the shloka.
Okay.
That's all, sir.
Yeah, so just one question here. So here Brahmana, they are used for a realized person. Do you think so?
I don't think it is a realized person only. I think anyone who is able to see all these qualities, anyone who is able to imbibe all these qualities within, or develop those things within, I think he comes closer to someone like a self-realized, but not essentially only a self-realized need not do this. Like some of us may be able to do only sense control in this, probably in this journey. So the other things will follow. What I mean is, the first step is only self-control, is how I see it. Because that is the one that is connecting you to your outer world. And you're you're gravitating always towards where the senses take you. So it is always, I want this, I need to get this, and all that accumulation. It could be materialistic, or in some other ways also, but it is always related only to your senses. And similarly, only when there is a lack in the sense gratification, that you are developing all the other things in your mind, like anger, or a disappointment, or sadness, which is again the result of that sense organs not being satisfied in some way. That is where all these things are coming within you, the emotional changes or whatever. So once you have that, I think the mind automatically starts to calm down. So once the mind is able to calm down, everything becomes better. Say you are practicing meditation, your meditation becomes better. Your the way you live your day-to-day life becomes better. There is some sense of discipline, and there are some things that you follow every day as a part of your routine. That becomes more better. That becomes clarity. There is a clarity in that. Also, I feel that once you have all this self-discipline, mind discipline, and your routine is there, what happens is, as a person also, you are somewhere internally changing more than outside. So what is changing internally will naturally reflect on your outer world also. So that is how that is why I'm saying that there will be one knowledge or wisdom, where you will start looking for a higher things in life, rather than focusing on all these lower tendencies. Your focus will be more on the higher tendency. And as a result of it, there will also be some faith and trust in one higher power. And everything will come. Gratitude, thankfulness for whatever we have. All these things is coming as a result of that is what I feel. So your work will also change, no? Accordingly, you will not be working towards attaining all these things, material things. You will also look for a higher purpose to do your work, your karmas, where it should be directed. And when you don't have too much of this sense gratification going on, I think you also conserve a lot of energy because of that. Because a lot of energy through the day is spent in all this, looking for all this, then trying to figure out how to get all this, and the mind is always occupied in those things. So once that is coming under control, I think a lot of things will come down in the mind, and you are more peaceful, you are more calmer in the mind.
Agree. Yeah. Vijay, just one question. Can you, what is the previous slide? Can you just go back?
So this is the first shloka that is from Moksha Sanyasa Yoga.
Okay, that's
Previous
why
one was
I wanted to see.
Shraddha Vibhaga Yoga.
Yeah. So that basically makes sense, gives the context of what we are talking about, and I agree with Shubhaji and Rupaji also that we are talking about Sanyasa now, Sanyasi, and Moksha we are talking about, right? So, so yeah, my take as well is that we are talking about that set of people who have moved towards, who are more sattvic in nature, and what qualities have taken them to be sattvic and why they are so, because through the scriptures they have learned this truth, and then once they understand it and completely in sync with the truth, then all their karma is towards spreading that knowledge, that truth to the rest of the community, right? Because we need people to, in the transactional world, we need people to do all kind of work, but then there needs to be some set of people who have to also teach, share the truth, and bring harmony in the society, right? And that's where I see that the people who have learned this truth, who are born in a family mostly, but they can acquire as well, and have learned this truth, and their karma, their work becomes the only thing, karma is to uphold this truth, to teach and spread this truth, right? So he's talking about, Krishna is talking about them as the Brahmanas, and and for whoever is the like whatever work someone may be doing, they can have that progress in life with peace and wisdom by basically learning the truth from the Brahmanas, and that would be my interpretation as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Vijay, to you.
So let's first of all look at the word Brahmana. So the general understanding we have in society is born to a particular family. But the word Brahmana itself has two root words, Bra and Mana. So Bra means Bruhat, that which is enormous, that which is kind of infinite. Mana is the mind. So, infinite mind. So, infinite mind means what? One who has embraced the entirety. There is no more I and you separation.
Open mind.
There is no more I and you. Whatever may be that reason for differentiation is. So that wall is no more there. I am separate from you is no more there. Such a being is a true Brahmana. So Brahmana is therefore not by jati. So Brahmana is not a jati. So we have to understand the difference between jati and varna. Jati means ja iti, jati. That which comes by birth is jati. So by jati, it means, for example, you're born in a particular family. You're born to these parents. You're born in this place. So those are all related to jati. So whereas Brahmana is a varna. Varna means a color. So
based on the work they do.
So based on the quality, intrinsic quality that they exhibit. So just like how you don't become a doctor just by being born in a doctor family. So being a doctor is not by jati. Being a doctor is by your training, your quality of becoming a doctor that you develop. So you become a doctor. So your doctor is like a varna. Likewise, Brahmana. Brahmana is by varna. So what is that varna? So anything to distinguish, we should see some aspects, some behavior patterns. Because here we are looking at the behavior pattern to recognize what is the intrinsic quality. So the behavior pattern, the outside observable patterns are all listed here. So
how do you identify?
How do you identify? These are the qualities, observable qualities that you see. What do you call as fire? That which has heat, that which burns. Now, from the same identification of the qualities, you can realize that even your stomach has fire. Otherwise, you cannot see fire. See, if one of the quality of the fire is you should be able to see. Okay. But then you can feel the heat in the body. Especially, you can feel the heat in the stomach. Oh, so there is that quality of the fire, but the visible property of the fire is not there. So you can kind of, therefore, then come to the understanding there is fire. Jatara Agni, Jatara Agni. So there is Agni in the Jatara also. Like that, you come to some conclusion. Likewise, in life, by looking at the quality of the work that they do, you can see what may be the intrinsic quality. So this chapter is Moksha, Sanyasa, Yoga. Moksha, liberation. Sanyasa, very important to understand. One way of understanding is giving up. I've given up clothes, I've given up money, I've given up position, I've given up and I'm wearing a certain dress, is one way of understanding sannyasa. But the true sannyasa is samyak nyasaha iti sanyasaha, right deposit of the mind. Where is the mind deposited? Is the mind deposited in the truth or the untruth? Depending upon that, one is a true sannyasi. So then what is moksha then? What is moksha got to do with the sannyasa? Only when you deposit your mind in the right place, then What is moksha? Moksha is liberation. Liberation from what? What can you be liberated in this world, really speaking?
Ignorance.
The only thing you can be liberated from is your own intrinsic ignorance. What is that ignorance? The fundamental ignorance that causes all disturbance in life is I, me, and mine, you, yours, and they. So that I and you is the one which causes the fundamental tension, stress in life. And what is the root thought behind that I, you? The root thought is I am this separate self, this body and mind. My ideas. I am the prisoner of my own thought.
Yeah.
And who is holding on to that prison? The sense of I, that ego. So the root of all stress and tension and worry in life is that I thought, and that I who feels he or she is separate from the rest. And that causes all turmoil in life. So the only moksha is in realizing that it's a made-up thing. It's an imaginary separation. There is really no separation. And that we have examined thus far through different illustrations. You can take simple life experiences and arrive at this clarity. The air you are breathing is the air that the tree is giving. You are not separate from the tree. Even when you consider yourself as a body, for your body to itself function, air is the fundamental source of energy, and air is not coming from you. Air itself is coming from tree. And tree is not by itself. Tree is in the earth, taking all the essence and the light from the sun. So just by simple examination of a simple act of breath, you can see that your breath itself is connected to everything else. The tree has to be there, the earth has to be there, earthworms have to be there, minerals have to be there, sun has to be there, light has to be there. So you are connected to everything else in any given moment. The food that you are eating is given to you by a farmer, and for the farmer to grow, he needs so many others, and for the food to be brought to you, so many others. So every single aspect of your life, there is no independent I alone can live aspect. Your existence is only because all the others are there. So like that, you don't have to have great spiritual knowledge to come to the simple commonsensical clarity that your life, as you see on this earth, is dependent on everyone else. And that is a beautiful spirit of the word called Ubuntu. Some of you may know the word Ubuntu. It's an operating system, like how Windows is an operating system, like how Mac is an operating system. There's an operating system of Linux called as Ubuntu. The word Ubuntu is an African word. Ubuntu simply means I am because you are. My existence is only because everything else exists. Everything else is there. Otherwise, the existence, as I see, as a physical existence, simply cannot be there. So that is a great spirit of Ubuntu. I am because we are. And in that, I am has no value if you are not there. And that's the same spirit of Namaste. Na aham aste. I, as I imagine to be, do not exist. Na aham aste. I asti. The word asti means Existence. Existence. I exist in the deeper spiritual sense. But the way we start life is I as a separate being. I as a separate being don't exist. That's an illusion. That's a maya. That's a made up thing. Who has made up? I, the ajñāni, the one who's caught up in this illusion. I have made up myself as a separate existence. And the one who has become free from that is a true Brahmana. And a true Brahmana is the liberated one. Why? Because the Brahmana has deposited the mind in the truth. How did he or she deposit the mind in the truth? Of course, through some sadhana. Whatever that sadhana may be. Through sadhana, that Brahmanatva is earned. Like the classical story of Vishwamitra and Vasishtha Maharshi. So Vishwamitra, he was a Kshatriya. He wanted to be called as a Brahmarshi by none other than Vasishtha. So all his longing and all his endeavor was in that direction. So the story goes how Gayatri Mantra itself came through the quest for this. I want to attain Brahmarshi Padavi. I want to be recognized as a Brahmarshi by this Kaushika Maharaja. Before Vishwamitra, he was Kaushika Maharaja. So the ego drove him to search. And the story goes that, he did all this penance, all this tapasya, all this effort. And the story goes that ultimately when he found Gayatri Mantra, all that he wanted to do was offer it to the entire world. At that stage, he had no more desire left to be called as Brahmarshi or anything else. So the ego-oriented quest of Kaushika became totally a selfless offering to the world. So thus, Vishwamitra, a friend of the world, Vishwamitra, because no more the individual was there. No more the need to be called as that or this had vanished. Then is a true Brahmarshi. Brahma Rishi. Rishi is one who discovers something deep and meaningful in life and offers it to others. And how does he do that? Because he's become one with the Brahma, meaning he's embraced the whole. So a true Brahmana is the one who has embraced the whole, who no more has a difference. And in his or her action, all these qualities can be seen. Shama, dama. They have a great mind control, sense control. Natural. It is not like an effort. Look at tapaḥ. So now look at Prabhuji's life. 30 plus years. Some 8,000 plus talks. What kind of a tapasya it is? If you count all of that, it's almost like somebody speaking continuously for about 2.5 to 3 years. That much of videos are there. Now, in order to do that much of talk, how much of preparation has to be there? So, even to simply listen to all those talks, about 3 years is needed. Continuously, 24/7. Purity. Kaya, vacha, manasa. Purity is not that of the physical body. Kaya, physical body. Vacha, in the speech. Manasa. So purity. Purity of what? Purity of intention. Purity of what? Purity of what I'm offering to others. when I take something to divine, how that should be. When I offer something to divine, how that should be. The aspect of Shabari is what that purity is. What I'm offering to Rama must be the best. So for that, she is willing to eat it and taste it and then only offer. That is the purity. So like that, it's higher and higher and higher qualities that one can see in their actions. Born out of clarity is the āstikyam. So Vedanta Jnana gives us inner clarity about what is truly existence. So it is not simply a blind belief. So it is inner clarity. So the one who is established in all this is a true Brahmana. And that is the true moksha. Because then there is no more separation between me and you. There is no more a sense of, moksha is later. Moksha is here and now. And how I offer, and to who are you offering? To yourself only. So, Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi Brahmagnav Brahmanahutam. It's all divine only. So the one who is established in that is a true Brahmana. So you will naturally notice that in the work that they do. Because for the society, what is observable is the outside. Any questions?
That's that's clear. Very good.
Any other points, Rupaji?
No, sir.
All right.
Sir, in this path of Ajnani to Jnani,
Yeah.
see, for example, it's a 100-meter race.
Yeah.
The 90 meters you run, you're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
You realize that I have to do this.
Yeah.
But in that 10 meter,
Yeah.
the last one,
Yeah.
that is when you give up. So how to go from the Ajnani to the Jnani path in that last this thing? How can we focus on that end journey without getting
Sure.
disturbed or what?
So the simplest answer therefore is twofold path. Sadguru Seva Satsanga, Shravana Manana Nididhyasa. So the more the mind gets involved with Seva, the more the Chitta Shuddhi happens. As the Chitta Shuddhi deepens, Shravana Matrena. See, the ultimate realization is Shravana Matrena. Because the one who is putting the effort, the one who has to go from the Ajnani to the Jnani, that one can dissolve only by Shravana Matrena. Only in the internal clarity can that one who is struggling submerge. So, for that Shravana Matrena to happen, the mind has to be ready. It has to be subtle. It has to become fine. That I has to be willing to give up. And that I is a very persistent fellow. That sense of I is a very persistent fellow. Because that fellow is so far protected. So that fellow wants to persist. That fellow wants to become eternal. And that fellow thinks he or she can become eternal by continuing to remain. But the simplest truth is, only when that fellow completely submerges, eternal is already there. However, this leap where that I has to be willing to submerge is in one sense the shortest leap, in another sense the most arduous and the longest leap. So therefore, the path, Sadguru Seva Satsanga. In that, there is a action. What kind of an action? I'll be involved in selfless service. What is that? What is the Sadguru has given? Panchamahayagna. Get involved in the Panchamahayagna. Among the Panchamahayagna, Rishi Yagna is the highest. Depending upon your own preparation, get involved in one of the Rishi Yagna. And continue to be involved in the other yagnas. So that is the Sadguru Seva. And this feeling grows when you're in the Satsanga. And then Shravana Matrena. For that, Shravana Manana Nididhyasa. So Shravana Manana Nididhyasa is for the ultimate liberation. Meaning what? Because the liberation is, as we already discussed, is only because I am imprisoned in my own prison of thoughts. So the only way I can remove that is by using thought. Because liberation is not something that you will achieve. You are already liberated. But to realize that in its full glory, you need the mind to become subtle. So Sadguru Seva Satsanga prepares. Shravana Manana Nididhyasa helps to break that barrier. So that's the answer to the last 10 miles, because nobody knows what the 10 miles is.
Yeah, true. Got it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So therefore, the only yardstick, so the only one who knows is you. Anything else?
No, sir. Thank you.
Then shall we conclude our today's session? Okay.
Yep, sure.
So, Shubhaji, will you take us through the ending prayers?
Yes. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, lead me from untruth to truth, darkness to light, impermanence to permanence. Om, peace, peace, peace. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamuduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, that is complete. This is complete. From completeness comes completeness. When completeness is removed from completeness, what remains is complete. Om, peace, peace, peace. Nanu, nanembudu, nanalla, ee deha, manabuddhi nanalla, Satchidanandatma, Shivananu nane, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am Satchidananda Swarupi Shiva. Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. Antarjyotihi, Bahirjyotihi, Pratyajyotihi, Paratparaha, Jyotireva Jyotihi, Swayam Jyotihi, Atmajyotish Shivosmyaham. I am the supreme light of awareness, illuminating the outer world of objects, inner world of thoughts, and deep sleep state. I am the divine light of the nature of auspiciousness, Shiva Swarup. Atmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Satyadarshanam. Recognition of the self is recognition of the whole. Recognition of the whole is the recognition of the truth. Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, may we all be protected, may we all be nourished, may we work together sharing our energies, may our intellect be sharpened, may we be friends forever. May Om, peace, peace, peace. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Sarvesham Swasthir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, may all be prosperous and happy. May all be free from illness. May all see what is uplifting. May no one suffer. May there be well-being in all. May there be peace in all. May there be completeness in all. May there be auspiciousness in all. Om, peace, peace, peace. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy, healthy, and peaceful. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you. Hari Om. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Hari Om.
Shubhaji.
Thank you.
Vijay ji.
Hariom, everyone. Thank you.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Sorry, Rupaji, you're saying something?
Yeah,